Good morning. Thank you very much. I think the rules of retail will still remain the same, even though technology is going to do lots more of our work. So the first rule that all of us do follow, especially if you've got an offline retail business or you are in a business where lots of people come together, is to say a nice loud good morning, right? So good morning again. Thank you so much. Just make sure that all of us are here in this place and we are here to learn something. It's very exciting because we are in a very different setting this time. We normally keep it in a five-star hotel, but you do know that multiple things are happening in this place. A year before, our director said, can you try and experiment in a 100,000 square feet area? And we said, can it be made possible? And somehow the team in RAI dreamt that it can be done. Some of our support partners like Reliance said, do not worry, we'll do it. And then it gave us enough strength to make sure that we could create this Mahakumbh for retail. So about 6 years before, Kishore Biyani had said Retail Leadership Summit is the Mahakumbh for retail. And I think we are here at the Mahakumbh for retail. First of all, the whole place is the Mahakumbh. And in that part, I think it's very useful for us to also have this whole HR Tech Summit. So thank you to everybody who's made this happen. And thank you all of you who made the time to come in and sit here and trade off your time at the office. I always say each one of us live every second with trade-offs in our mind. We trade off what we want to do, because at the same time, at that very moment, we've got 17 things at least that we can do, but we choose to do that one thing. If you've chosen to be here and now and enjoy yourselves, connect, converse, collaborate, and make sure that you go back with some new creativity in your brains. The HR part of the business is always tricky. I know it because for a short period of time in Shoppers Stop, I also used to handle HR along with operations. You guys may look at it strangely because it's not often that a person handles operations as well as HR, right? Sometimes they speak different languages. Am I right or wrong? Yeah. So, but then it's important. It's important because you cannot run operations without having an intricate knowledge of HR. And HR is anyway not useful if people in operations are not willing to adopt what needs to be set up as the overall principles and policies that is required to run a business. So it gave me a good insight into the job of sitting in a hot seat. Because operations is in some ways simpler. Because you know what's happening, it's a line function, it's every day, you know the store is started, its store is shut down, various things that's supposed to make sure that the drama really happens. But to make sure that the various artists in the drama are at the right place at the right time with the right kind of light effect lines, I think the HR plays a big role for everybody. And HR is bigger now than it ever was. We are seeing lots of people who've predominantly been HR specialists also running businesses, because those lines that used to be there in the old days of telling this is the business person, this is the HR person, this is the finance person, does not apply anymore. So while we are having this, I'm sure each one of you also got your business brain sitting in this place, and of course your specific function of HR in your brains as well here. Technology has done a very different thing to all of us. It's made sure that we can do what we want, provided we know what is to be, where do we want to reach. The rest, I think technology will enable us to do. Like if you just Google each one or whatever it is that you can do on AI today about what would comprise a good HR tech in a retail business, right? Each one of you will get, based upon the kind of inputs that you give, some really good insights to how to make your business better. Even for this, I think the team gave me a set of things that I can talk about in terms of HR. 7 points came in about half a second, right? 7 points about what could make it happen. It talked about evolving role. It talked about people. HR, retail is all about people being the main focus of retail. Talked about balancing tech and human touch. Talked about future skills and retention. I'm not going to go through this because that's what tech is doing for us. AI can enable us to do various things in a manner that we could never have thought before. All of us are lucky to be in an age like this because we are going to learn new things. We are going to learn technology in a very different form. Many of us who've been also using technology in different forms and been involved in tech companies. I did function in IBM for a couple of years, and I know that our predominant function was to enable various of our customers to get more tech enabled. But the fact was that everything then comes down to people. It's only as good as the people who drive it, and I hope that we can use technology to its maximum, to its best strength, at the same time enable our people to go through life much easier and in a manner which will make them much more effective than they ever were. So thank you everybody. I hope to be learning from each one of you. I hope that each one of you will learn from each other in this room. And then there are others in that. In case there are some doubts about the business, there are all the heads of businesses in that room now. There are, in case you've got requirements from technology, all the technology guys are here in this place. In case you've got to know what can create a good experience, good or bad experience will be seen in the next 2 days, and you can rate us, Retailers Association, in what happens. But more than that, I think if each one of you can dream, it can happen. And I hope that this will create new dreams in all of us. Thank you. Have a good day.